Listen up. Be you. You got this. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Keto, rock stars, stay strong. Be you. Bacon, beef, butter. Keto rock stars. Keto rock stars. Keto rock stars. Keto on, stay strong. Be you. Keto rock stars.
Hey, Keto Rock Stars. This is Rockin' Coach Amy, and tonight I have a very special guest, Karen Burton. Welcome, Karen. How are you doing tonight?
Great. Thank you so much, Coach Amy, for having me.
Thank you, and thank you so much for being here. So I met Karen in the PhD class, and she wanted to come on the channel. So we're going to hear all about her story. But before we do that, let's say hi to a few people. We've got Rick, the 42-year carnivore here. Quack, quack. That's me. Brian Dishes in the house. Welcome, Brian. Kelly, Broken Carnivore is here. Welcome, Kelly. My neighbor, Schmovie. This is John, everybody. He's saying hello. Sandy says, I'm here waiting. Are you checking your channel, Karen? Is it live?
It didn't go live. I think I messed it up when
I think it's because you may have, but never fear. I will give you a copy of this so that you can upload it to your channel. So we can do it that way.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Sandy Blythe is in the house. Says exclamation point. Love Amy. You are hilarious. Carnivore Helix is here, and my good friend Nikki at Club Carnivore is here. Thanks for having me on early, Nikki. I appreciate that. That was fun. Peter, Papa Carnivore, the T-Bone Titan is in the house. Bride's Biscuit is here. Sup fam, welcome. And Granny Boo's here. And our other classmate, Coach Angela Mullins is in the house. Hi, Angela. Angela will be on the channel next Sunday, so make sure you set your alarms for that. Bill Cook is here. Lewis from New York is in the house. Welcome, Lewis. Holly Springer's here. Carnivore Jerry in the middle of the forest. How you doing today? Coach Juliet, who is also our classmate, is here. Went too long on my live. No worries, Juliet. Who is Coach Karen? Well, that is the question of the evening, Lewis. We are going to find out pretty soon after we say hi to everybody. Yep, Karen is in the PhD class with us. Okay, so Karen, I think I got through everything.
All right.
Karen, tell us who you are and tell us how you found carnivore. You're carnivore, right? Carnivore, or are you keto?
Well, I'm actually
Tell us.
very low carb, meat-based keto, proper human diet. And
So
yep, Karen
how did you
Burton.
find this way of living? I read your bio, so we have a lot of things in common, but tell us about how you got to this proper way of eating.
Well, at age 60, I weighed 272 pounds, and I had been trying for several years just to lose 20 pounds. All I wanted is to lose 20 to 25 pounds so I would fit in my kayak. And I couldn't lose it, and I had been on diets my whole life. It's always been an issue. Not one day, but there was a 6-month period at work. I saw a man lose 100 pounds. A man that I worked with, I saw him every day. I was driving school bus at the time. He walked in front of my school bus every morning. And I noticed over this 6-month period, he's dropping weight like crazy, but also he got more color in his face. He was a happier guy. He was much more pleasant to talk to. He was, and I finally pulled him aside one day and I said, Jim, what are you doing? You got to tell me what you're doing. I want to do what you're doing. He said, oh, well, I'm carnivore OMAD. A carnivore OMAD. I don't even know what those words mean. Carnivore is meat, right? And what the heck is an OMAD, So he explained to me that, yeah, he just eats meat. And he said he only eats one meal a day. And with driving a school bus, you get up at a crazy, crazy hour in the morning. And we have a great big break in the afternoon and then go back for the afternoon before get the kids from school, take them home. So that's when he would have his meal. And I said, that's really great, Jim, but it's going to kill you. You're going to have a heart attack. It's just a heart attack waiting to happen. What is wrong with you? Don't you know this? And then I'm watching him every day and I'm thinking, well, my eyes are telling me this man is getting healthier every day. I'd worked with him for a couple years. He sure looked healthier than he had ever looked before. And I thought, at the very least, even if it is a heart attack in the making, because I believed it was, he's going to enjoy whatever life he's got left.
Right.
And then I really wanted what he had. So I went to the library because I couldn't reconcile that. I know this is not healthy, but I'm looking at a guy who's getting healthier every day right before my eyes. So I went to the library on a Saturday. This is 6 years ago, and got one of those big tables and a notebook and a pen. And I went and I pulled every book off the shelf I could find that was carnivore, keto, low carb, high fat, paleo, everything I could find. I'm going to pour through these because I thought it was a bunch of bunk. We all know low fat and low calorie is no. And who counts carbohydrates? Who cares? It doesn't matter, right? That's what did not work for 60 years. Right? That's how I dieted my way up to 272 pounds. So after pouring through all these books, I realized, and this was 6 years ago, there weren't as many books then as there are now. Like, oh, this thing, and oh, by the way, it's probably not going to kill him. He's probably getting a lot healthier. I went back and I apologized to him on Monday. So this is so great. Tell me again how you do this. And he told me, and I said, yeah, I can't do that. Because I had been on decades of failed diets. I knew that I didn't have the self-control to do that. I just, I didn't know about carb addiction. I didn't know anything. I just knew I wanted that, but I couldn't do it. He said, go talk to Michelle. Michelle is keto, and she eats a couple meals a day. She's not just meat. And I went and talked to Michelle, and that was 2017. 2019.
So you've been longer than I have. I didn't start till 2018. So that's incredible.
It took me a long time to get serious and figure stuff out. Because I went and I talked to Michelle. She's such a sweetheart. She showed me everything she was doing. And I lost 20 pounds pretty quick, as you do when you realize you need to lower carbs and get rid of the junk and start eating real food. But I also played around with keto treats. So it took me, it was 2 or 3 years before I really got traction, because I was playing with the keto treats, playing all the games, like the games I played in Weight Watchers and the games I played in all these other diets that I was on, trying to play those games with keto. And then I stumbled across Dr. Berry. And I called Michelle. I said, hey, there's this guy called Dr. Berry. She said, oh, yeah, I know. I've been watching him for years. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? So I binged watched all of his videos. And this was 5 or 6 years ago. Binged watched his videos because I'd never heard anybody talk about that before. But after doing the reading, looking at my coworker, Jim, looking at Michelle, who, God bless her, but her weight was going up and down and up and down. And I couldn't get traction. And it's like, I knew that what Dr. Berry said made sense, and then, and I was still sitting on the couch anyway. I wasn't active. I was overweight. I felt my body was crushing itself. I actually felt that my organs were being crushed. I'm short-waisted anyway. There wasn't any room to breathe. My heart felt literally heavy, and I thought I probably had 2 or 3 years to live. That's just, and I just wanted to ride in my canoe, my kayak. I have an open kayak. I just was too heavy for it. And actually, I did buy a bigger kayak. It's like, no, I'm going kayaking. So I had to go buy a bigger kayak that was rated at 300 pounds. I'm going kayaking before I die. So now I'm 66 years old. I have lost 80 pounds. And it basically was just following what I learned from watching Dr. Berry. Just his common sense. I know he's got the common sense labs, but his common sense approach to food. And I just asked myself, is it real food? Or is it something that's going to make me sick? If it's real food, I eat it. Is it going to make me sick? I don't eat it. If I'm hungry, I eat it. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. So it was too simple. I've kept it off 2 years. So within 10 pounds, I get stupid every now and then and think I can have the things I used to have that made me sick. And even when the weight starts coming on and my clothes get tight, that's not enough for me. But what happens is my joints start to hurt, depression sets in, brain fog. Like, oh my gosh, acid reflux, all these things I used to have. I could feel my heart doing the palpitations again, which I've had since I was 30. And all those things went away. I mean, within 2 or 3 weeks of starting, following Dr. Berry's advice,
Wow.
most of those things went away. It took 2 or 3 years to gradually come off all the medications I was on, medication free. It's like I was on 3 medications I was supposed to be on the rest of my life. I'd been on them for 20 years, a little more than 20 years. So the liver is starting to get a little toxic, and not only fatty liver, but kidneys are having a problem because I've been poisoning them, with the things that I thought I needed to keep me alive. So yeah, 66. I actually have my life back. I started riding roller coasters with my youngest grandchild, one of my youngest grandchildren. I wasn't healthy enough to do that with the older ones. They're 20, 21. They're turning 21 this week.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wow.
But so
So
yeah, I
let's say
got
hi
rid
to
of
a
one
few more
life.
people. So Sherry's here. Welcome, Sherry. SMH Cast, Free Thinker, GFG Homestead's here, and CB Carmack. He's another one of our classmates. Hi, CB.
Hi.
And so go ahead and list all of the things. You went through a few of them, but tell us all of the things that you have cured with a proper human diet or that have gotten better.
Oh my gosh. And it was such a surprise. I didn't even expect it. But it was joint pain. My knees used to give out on me when I would walk up or down the stairs. I'd have to hold the stairs because I never knew it was either a knee or an ankle would just sometimes go, and so that's gone. Depression, I've had all my life. I was treated for it for 20 years, but I had it all my life. That got better. Like, I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know normal people kind of felt that way. So that was pretty cool. A brain fog, I got my brain back. I didn't think that was possible. I missed it a lot. Got my brain back. Fatty liver. I mean, I did have my AST, ALT were, in getting in dangerous levels. They're down in normal standard levels, even in Dr. Berry's healthiest people on the planet kind of levels. My A1C never was too bad, 5.7, 5.8. Genetics was on my side on that one. So I looked like somebody who should have had type 2 diabetes, but I didn't yet. But getting to, listening to Dr. Berry and insulin resistance and Ben Bickman and how we get sick and all of that, that okay, I'll go to get my insulin tested. It was 34. And just for people who don't know, it's like, if you're in
That's
the
bad,
teens,
right?
oh yeah. If you're in the teen, I actually felt a shift when I fell down to 13. It gradually came down. Dr. Berry suggests under 10. You want to be under 10. I was 34. Type 2 diabetics are usually not that high. So I
Yeah, I
just,
think Lewis said under 10 because I didn't know because I've never, my A1C, I got it tested for the first time like a year ago and it was 5.1. So
nice.
yeah, that's not bad, I don't think for a 7-year ketovore.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So the
So
insulin came down, and I did actually I felt a shift in my body, that I wasn't hungry, and you're not when you're
mhm.
eating, low carb and higher fat, not hungry all the time, but something shifted that I was in my hunger signals when I got it down into
Mhm.
the teens. Osteopenia, that my bones, yes. And my doctor didn't believe. My doctor is shaking his head. He doesn't believe any of this stuff, but he's looking at me. He's been my doctor for 30 years. He's the one that put me on these medications. He knows my bones are stronger than they were 20 years ago because he's got the charts. He said, "What are you doing? Are you exercising?" I said, "Heck no, because, that's a new skill I have to learn. I've never been healthy enough to, or have the energy." Oh gosh, I had really low energy. And the energy, and it took me a while to figure out what was going on. I probably lost 60 pounds before I got off my couch. But if you lived on the couch for your whole life, It doesn't occur to you. And I'd be laying in bed at night and I couldn't go to sleep. And it's like I had extra energy. I thought, well, duh. Maybe I should use some of the energy during the day. Is it just so funny? It's just funny when your body actually starts to work the way it was designed. And it's like, well, if it never worked that way before, you kind of don't know what's going on. I was really
Is
glad.
your doctor sold now? Does he believe that your diet is what did it? Does he think that, do you know?
I don't think he does. And I've kept him because he's such a nice guy. He'll work with me. He knows, certain medications that I'm probably not going to take, and he's fine. He's not real pushy. He says, whatever you're doing, keep it up. And I tell him what I'm doing, and he's like, I don't know about that. So, so for himself, he's actually getting puffy. He's getting a little sickly, and he's 10 years younger than me. So I had a little chat with him last year when I went in for my annual physical. I said, Dr. Warden, just go home and make a juicy old ribeye and put some garlic butter on it. And he's like, oh, I would never do that. I said, I know. Seriously.
Problem. That's the whole problem.
So I had him do a CAC score last year because my children are worried that I'm going to die from all this bacon that I'm eating. And I don't eat as much bacon as I used to. It used to be my thing. I could get through cookie season. I could walk by a bakery and not stop in, all the old things. If I would tell myself, when I get home, I can have a whole pound of bacon. So the first couple of years, that's 10 o'clock at night. I didn't care when, as long as I was zero carb. I'd go home, I'd have my pound of bacon. And I always have bacon in my fridge, but I'm probably down to a pound a week now, because I just don't want it every day anymore. But my kids are afraid it's going to kill me. And I told my doctor I would like to get my CAC done, my cardiac calcification score, where they look and see what has been hardening in your arteries, Yes.
So
and he said, well, he said it's not indicated, my cholesterol's fine. All of my labs are more beautiful than they've been ever in my whole life. All of them. And I'm off my blood pressure medication. I no longer have heart palpitations. He's like, I said, I don't care. I'll pay for it. I said, the reason is I want to take it again next year because having mistreated my body for 60 years, I may have a heart attack or a stroke, but I want to show my kids it wasn't the bacon, so, and he says, well, then we got to chase all these things, if you get a CAC score and it's a certain number, then I said, no, I don't want to chase anything. If it's under 500, I don't want to do a thing. If it's under 500, I just want another one next year because I want to show my children it's not getting worse, hopefully. Mm-hmm. We'll see. So yeah, that's coming up in a couple of months. But it was 53, which having been abused my body for, 0 is the score you're looking for, but I would have been okay with 200 or 300. It's 53. Yeah.
That's like, for a 60-year-old, yes. I think it's expected you're going to have something on there. For a 30-year-old, there should be nobody, there should be 0. And as you age, it's going to go up. So, I think that's really good.
That is awesome. So I go back in
I don't know.
April. Yeah.
I don't know if you know Cindy DeManch. Yeah. She had hers done and hers kept going up. It's like 8,000 or some ridiculous number. Like she says, and Dr. Berry and Dr. Not Chafee, the other one, the big one, the muscular one. Oh no, maybe it was Dr. Ovadia. Maybe it was Dr. Ovadia. No, yeah, I was thinking Baker, but I think it's Ovadia. Doctor, is he that big? Is he really as big as you?
Dr. Ovadia? Well, I'm short, so I'm 5'5". So if somebody's my height, I think they're short. It's like I just kind of expected Dr. Ovadia to be taller.
What about Dr. Baker? Was he tall?
Oh, Sean Baker is tall. Yes.
Yeah, he looks tall.
Baker's tall. Yeah.
So
isn't that
funny? Is amazing that you're having all these wonderful results and you feel good, you're smiling, you look good. So
riding roller coasters. Yay!
Riding roller coasters. So what do you like? What is your typical meal like during the week, and what's your favorite meal?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, tonight we had a steak. That's probably my favorite. And we have a nephew who raises cows and pigs. That was pigs. They're hogs. You talk to the farmer, they're hogs. So we get a half a cow a year and a half a hog a year. And then every time we get the hog, we're like, yeah, we don't really care for pigs. So I told him, no more pigs. We're just going to get, the beef. So then it's whatever we pull out of the freezer. We love hamburger. We make hamburger a zillion different ways. It's so versatile and so quick and so easy. And then, of course, when you get a half of a cow, what goes first? All the steaks, right?
Steaks, yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
whatever kind of meat, and now I'm in Florida for the season, and I don't have a freezer here, so it's whatever's on sale at my favorite stores.
Mhm.
We have
What part
salmon
of
about once
Florida?
a week. I do liver and
What?
onions once a week. Yeah, in Florida, we're in Palmetto. We're in a senior community. It's by Bradenton off of Tampa Bay.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes, 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 yes.
Island. Yeah.
Sarasota, Bradenton. Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
right off
I'm
75.
Anna Maria Island. I'm a big fan of Anna Maria Island. I love Anna Maria Island. And
My nearest
yes, okay,
beach.
I know where that is. Yep.
So yeah, we
Yep.
just last year was our first year down here. We love this all round summer, end the summer. It's an end the summer.
So Juliet's asking me a question. Why is my background different today? Because I'm not up in my office. I'm actually in the kitchen, and this is actually like our sliding glass door, and this is just a curtain that I picked, and my TV's up here with some fake fireplace thing going on. I had a live stream at 3, and I was too lazy to take it back up, to carry everything all back up in the office because I have a mobile desk here and everything. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do both live streams from the kitchen. Why do you like it better, Juliet, than my fake background in my office that I use? So that's why it looks, this is real. This is my real kitchen. No fake background. Everything here I can grab and hold on to. So that's why it looks different.
That's nice.
And a few more people. Bill Cook is in the house. Hi, Bill. My
Hi.
dad, JAD 608, is in the house. And sorry, it's Schmoocast, not SMUHU cast. It's Schmoocast. So I will try to remember that. And Gary No Slow is in the house. Okay, so steak is your favorite. What cut of steak?
Oh, well, ribeyes, of course.
Me
Or a
too. Me
T-bone.
too.
We can do a T-bone or a fillet. I'll eat the New York strip if it comes with the fillet on the side. And then salmon we have once a week. Uh,
I love salmon.
Liver. We
Hmm.
love liver and onions. And I used to make, especially when we started, I made the liver and onions with the heavy gravy like grandma used to and all that stuff. And then it just felt too heavy for us. So now I actually cut the liver up into little bites and I mix it with bacon. I cut the bacon, make the bacon chips like how Dr. Berry does. And then
Hmm.
I do a half an onion. So no, I'm not carnivore. I'll do my little half onion once a week. Throw that in
If
there.
I was if I was eating liver, I would like that. I would probably want to put some onions with it too.
Yeah. It's
Um,
okay without it, but it's really, really good with it. So that's something we do every week. And yeah, the rest is, really whatever was on sale and hamburger. Lots of hamburger.
what? It sounds
Oh,
like
and
one of
eggs.
Rick's comments was blocked.
Uh-oh.
Uh, I
Was
don't have a notification that anything was blocked. Evelyn, if you see Rick's post, you can feel free to go. I'm sure it's clean, except it's about poop. So it's not really that clean, if you know what I mean. So go
Oh,
ahead and release that if you see his comment. That's funny. Okay, so your family.
yes. Yes.
I don't I don't
Family.
know much about you because we just met. So I don't know if you have a
All
spouse. I don't
right.
know like what your family said. Do they do this lifestyle too, or
My
are they
husband does.
supportive?
My husband has been awesome. He's been so supportive. And you know how if you've been trying to lose weight forever and ever, sometimes I kind of look at you and roll your eye, are you going to try something else again? And he's never been like that. He's always, when I would go to him and say, here's what I'm going to do, whatever crazy plan of the month it is, he was always full on board.
Yeah.
What can I do to support you? So um, the the low carb was the same way. And he watched a lot of the Dr. Berries. He could not sit on the couch all day like I did and watch them. He actually has to get up and go do stuff. He always was a little healthier. But he has seen some of the Dr. Berries and some of the other doctors and things that we've done. And pretty much whatever I cook and put on his plate, he's happy to eat it. So that part has worked well. My children, different story, because I raised them to eat healthy, low fat, right? High carb, low fat, low calorie. So they have not switched over. They don't live with me. They're grown-ups. They have teenagers and young 20-something-year-olds. So when they come to visit, I do have low-carb vegetables that I will make. I'll make a big salad or some green beans with a pound of bacon in it. Gee, Mom, this is really good. And sometimes I throw butter in my green beans. Like, man, these are so good, Mom. It's like, yeah,
So good.
Right. Make them like that, yeah. So they're okay. I had a challenge this summer. My mother is a heavy carb eater, and she needed a lot of help this summer. So I was around her a lot. And I had not been around her a lot in a long time, not since I started eating this way. And it's like, first of all, we're running around trying to take care of business. We had a lot of business kind of things to take care of. She's got to eat every 2 hours. What a pain. It's like I forgot carb eaters have to eat every 2 hours. They're hungry.
She has to eat not because of medical reasons, because she's hungry every 2 hours because of the carbs, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And the grandkids, of course, they do too. And it's a little easier with the grandkids because they're happy just to grab a something and go, and it doesn't bother me at all. That's how they eat. Or we pack stuff when we go, but she wants to sit down and eat every 2 hours, and she's my mother. She wants to feed me. So that was a big learning curve for me this summer. I had not had to deal with spending that much time with a food pusher, so yeah. So when my knees started to get weak, my ankles started to get weak, depression started to set in, brain fog started to set in. It's like, oh, and my pants are getting tight. It's like, maybe I should stop eating this stuff and go back to what I know my body likes, because I need my brain right now. Like, truly, when I started, it was about losing weight. Now it's just about being healthy and being able to function at my highest level every day.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, we've got Josephine here, and my wonderful moderator who's been watching my channel from the very beginning, Evelyn, is here. Welcome, Evelyn. So who are your favorite, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 top creators? Like, and I know it's not me, I'm new. Like the big ones, who are the big, like, you mentioned Dr. Berry, so I'm assuming he's on the list.
Oh, yes, definitely. My zero carb life, Kelly Hogan, she was one of the first one. And really, where I found other people, I found Dr. Berry first, and then he interviews all these people. And then I would go and watch their channels. That was how I found all the guys that I really, really like, and so that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's where I found Kelly Hogan. I actually got to meet her in person at, what was it? Hack Your Health. It was in Tampa a couple months ago. And I thought, well, no, it was about a month ago.
Did you go to that? Did you meet Rick? Did you get to meet Rick?
No.
He was the really tall guy. The 42. Okay. Sorry, Rick. Rick's listening, by the way. Rick is the OG carnivore, 42-year, and he cooks with poop gas, and he eats ducks, like live ducks.
Oh, my goodness. No, you know what? I volunteered. So I didn't get to fully experience the, next year I think I want to fully experience the conference. So yeah, I got to have hallway conversation, Dr. Ovadia with Kelly Hogan. I had a hallway conversation with her, Dr. Wiedemann. It's like that was kind of cool, but
I love all those people.
I would have liked to. Dr. Wiedemann's really short too.
Is she?
I'm just always thrilled when I meet a short person. She's so cute. Oh, goodness, yes. I mean, I knew she was cute, but I didn't know she's like just a little person.
Tiny, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm tall. So, like, when I meet some of the people I've met, like Nisha and Maria Emmerich. I dwarfed Maria Emmerich. I'm sorry, Maria, if you're listening. I
Oh
love
my
you. But like
goodness.
when we took our picture together, it was like I need to like, squat or something in the photo. But yeah. So you went to Hack Your Health and
Yeah,
you said you worked there. Did you work for a specific booth or just for the conference in general?
just for the conference in general. When you go to sign up for the conference, they say, "Would you like to be a volunteer?" And my husband's not a conference guy. He's gone to a couple with me, but it's not his thing. And I didn't know how to sell this. Yeah, we got all this expenses of this summer was very expensive. Coming down for the
Hmm.
winter is, got its expenses. I said, I'll volunteer. You still got to pay $75 to volunteer, but it's not like the whole conference cost. So that was why I did. And then I
Yeah.
just stood at the door and checked badges. I mean, they had different volunteer spots for people to do. It was only 3 or 4 hours a day. So you do get to experience some of the conference, but I didn't get to all the talks that I wanted to. Carrie Mann was there.
Yep.
Healing
I got my
Humanity.
I got my
Yes. Yes.
Healing Humanity. It's pink because everything I wear is pink, but
And Bill Knott, of
Yep.
course. I've loved watching Bill Knott from
Did you
Alaska.
get to meet him?
I did not. And I know originally he had planned on going, and then he didn't. I think that just didn't work
Hmm.
out. So I know. So,
Oh.
yeah.
So this is from your channel, UK USA Lady Meat Heals. Hi Karen, I made it. So
Oh,
she was probably he or she was it's she, lady.
Sue.
She was
I
trying
think
to
that
watch from your channel and
hi,
uh
Susan.
and it didn't go, sorry, it didn't go through, but we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
So
Good.
yeah, so I love conferences. Unfortunately, some of them like it's just not in the works just because they do add up when it comes to money. I would have
Yes.
loved to go on to Hack Your Health, but I was already in Florida earlier this year, and then my husband's retiring because he's 64, and then I'm going to go to Keto Palooza
Yeah.
because Keto Palooza is, I've been ketovore, carnivore for 8 years. But Keto Palooza is what got me in the community. I didn't even know there was a community out there until a year ago, Keto Palooza 2024. Did not know. And then I
Wow.
went there and I met Dustin at Keto Simple. I met Dr. Barry and Isha, and I met, all the big names. But I'm like, you mean there's people out here that support each other and help each other?
Yes.
And I would just watch Dr. Barry on Monday nights, and then from him, the same thing. I would just, oh, there's another doctor. I'll go follow him. And then, oh, there's another doctor. I'll go follow him. And I was just watching all the big channels. And I didn't realize there was like a whole community of us networking with each other and helping each other out. And it changed my life. That part, keto changed my life, but this community
Yes.
changed my life too.
Makes a difference.
So,
Keto Palooza was the first one I went to. I didn't go, I went 2023 was my first conference. And I said, okay, I'm doing one conference a year, because
uh-huh.
like you say, the expense adds up and also the time. We have other things we're doing, right? So Keto Palooza, I did the first year. It was beautiful. I haven't decided if I'm probably not going to do that one next year. I'm going to do Dr. Barry's, right? Down in Tennessee.
Is that the meat stock?
No, Meat Stock. Meat Stock is in May, and that's in
Uh-huh.
Tennessee. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that one. There's one in Dr. Barry's backyard, low carb for better health. And he does it in August or September. I went to that one in 2024 and I met Brain Energy. I can't think of the guy's name now. Dr. Palmer, Chris Palmer. He had him come talk at his conference in 2024. Yeah, so that was cool. I cried when I met him. I had his book. I wanted him to sign my book, and I cried. And I thought, you know what? He's a psychologist. He's used to dealing with crazy ladies, right? It was
Wait,
embarrassing.
so here's a good comment. Karen,
Yeah.
you look like you're in your 40s. I agree.
Oh, thank
I
you.
totally agree with this GFG.
Oh,
Yes. So,
66 years old. Yeah.
So yeah, I love the
Dr.
conferences, but
Baker. Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, Rick, I'm sad for you. I want to meet Rick so bad. He's like one of my favorite carnivore influencers just because he's so
Oh,
funny and unique and he's kind too. I think Rick's one of the kindest people out there. Um, but he's very interesting. If you haven't checked out his channel, it's at Charger Mopar.
yes.
And Evelyn, feel free to drop his link in there or type in exclamation point love bacon Rick and it will drop your link for everybody. Uh, okay, so what else? What's an unexpected like benefit or result? Like the biggest thing that surprised you about eating this way? Like, because we all go into it for weight loss or whatever, but then something else happens that we weren't expecting. What was that thing for you?
Oh my gosh, it was everything really. All the health. I didn't know there were other health benefits. I mean, we know there's health benefits to losing weight. I thought weight was the problem. I didn't understand weight was a symptom, of just a
Hmm.
symptom. And so I didn't think that heart palpitations, I was told those would be the rest of my life. I actually would feel, I couldn't climb a full flight of stairs. I would have to stop halfway. I would feel my chest getting kind of heavy. It was probably the point I should have gone to the doctor. I just didn't feel like it. It's like, yeah, I'm probably in my last days. I'm not going to deal with that. Not a
Hmm.
healthy, that's not a healthy way to approach that. And I don't recommend that to anybody, but I really didn't think that was going to go away. I thought I probably had 2 or 3 years of my life left and I wasn't going to spend them on doctors, but I was taking medication. I didn't know that was reversible. So that was a big surprise. My dad died of a heart attack at age 68. He had his first
Oh
set of heart
wow.
attacks when he was 47. So he was on borrowed time. And I am genetically, I mean, people look at me and they're like, you look just like your dad. I mean, I'm genetically like my dad. I just
Hmm.
assumed that that was going to be my future, an early death from a heart attack. And it's like, it still could be, but it's not looking as likely. So that's
No, and
probably,
not with a
yeah,
CAC score like that, I think. I think you're in good shape. I'm not
yeah.
a doctor, and this is not medical advice, but to me, it sounds like you're doing great.
And the depression. I did not realize even I didn't realize that I had that all my life and that's not normal until it cleared up. Like, really? This is what other people are like? Those used to be my high days. I thought it was a manic thing. And the doctor said,
Right.
no, that's how most people, you every once in a while hit normal. That's not me. So that's been huge, huge, huge.
Okay, a few more people. Retired Rick's in the house. Hi, retired Rick. Granny Boo's here. Helix is here. And Rick, Twin Brook Acres. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And I have posted Karen's channel. I've pinned it on my channel. So everyone, please go and subscribe to Karen because big things are happening for her. She is in the PhD class with me, and we are studying to be coaches.
Yep.
And so she, is working really hard, as all of us are, I'm sure. But so please take a moment to hop over to her channel and hit that subscribe button. Uh, so let's take a moment to talk about the PhD course for a minute.
Yes. Oh, I am
What
loving the PhD course. You
I
know,
am too.
when when you lose 80 pounds, people notice, right? And then they start like, I pulled Big Jim aside. We used to call him Big Jim. Pulled Big Jim aside and asked him, tell me what you're doing. And so people started pulling me aside and said, what the heck have you done? And, I've kept it off a couple years. Like people notice stuff like they expected me to gain
Hmm.
it back. Like, no, actually, this thing actually works and it's, so I wanted to be able to help them. And it was really clear to me that what worked for me is not going to work for everybody. So I wanted to get some more education so that I could help people who were asking me with things that I maybe didn't personally experience or that I experienced in a different way. So Nisha used to tell us to go to Primal Health Institute, which I did. I'm almost done with my Primal Health Institute. It was so hard to go through that because, and there's a lot of intersection between Primal Health and Dr. Berry's Proper Human Diet, but there's also some disconnects, and it was nothing like what we're getting. It was
Really?
nothing.
Because
Oh,
that's
go
the
ahead.
one I was considering signing up for, and something told me it's not it's
No,
not what we're doing. Is
no.
this
We had one
KU,
practicum.
KUSA lady?
We only had one practice coaching session in the Primal Health Institute. So they have a master coaching class, and I'm sure they do more in there, but for just their basic primal health coach, yeah. And it was all, you read the thing, you take a test, and there were some I want to call them use cases. My IT brain wants to call them use cases. What do you call
Are
them?
do you work in IT? Is that what your
I
background
did.
is?
I did for a lot of years. Yeah. Were you too? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I've
I
been
was a
anything from a
programmer
programmer.
for 20 years
uh,
and then an IT project manager for the last 15 years or so. Yeah.
what languages? Because when I say the language I
Oh.
programmed and you're
When
gonna
I
laugh.
started, it was COBOL and JCL. Yes.
Yes,
And then,
dude,
of course,
I
you had to go and vSAM files. So you did those, right?
Yep.
And then I had to go into a Unix and C, which is like, oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. But yeah, yeah. So, and databases. I did a lot of heavy database,
Like
Teradata, Sybase,
SQL.
Oracle.
Oh, Sybase, Oracle. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So all of that kind of stuff. And then into, IT project management, which
I'm
sometimes I
in
would
a
just
lot
want
of
to go back and be a programmer. It's like, oh no, just let me be
see.
responsible for a little piece of it.
See, I'm in the customer side of it now. I got out of programming. I do software support, but I do like onboarding and configuration for proprietary software. But
Yes.
like where I work, I don't think I could be a programmer there because obviously I'm too social.
Yes.
And so like the programmers, they sit in a dark room, they don't talk to anybody. They don't I'm like, I can't sit there and not talk to anybody all
I
day. I
loved it.
can't. See, and I'm smart enough to be a programmer, and I like the actual technical part of it, but
You need the
to not,
social.
sit there and not talk to anybody. So I deal with the end customers and setting up their. I'm a software Actually, I'm technically called a trainer now. I train the
Nice.
software and onboard and set it up. But yeah. Whenever someone says they work in IT, I also do IT support too. We do a lot of everything, but that's so funny. But yeah, my first job out of college was COBOL, JCL, my first two jobs. And then it kind of dried up around here, and I wasn't willing to move for the job, so I had to kind of like morph into something else or
Yes.
learn a different language, and I just kind of morphed a little bit. That's so awesome. So are you retired now?
Yes, I did, and it took me a while to retire. When did I retire? I retired about 6 years ago. So this healing journey started after I retired. I retired early because I really thought I only had a couple years of life left anyway. I mean, I really was, that was my mindset. We actually made financial decisions based on that just seemed like a reality. I'm probably only going to live another 2 or 3 years anyway. We had to redo everything. It's like, shoot, I could live another 30 years.
Well,
It's working out. It's working out. We've got our little Florida place and our little Cincinnati place, and we're working out. But we had to rethink everything. So yeah, I retired, and then I couldn't really sit at home because I was too young to retire. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I
right.
gotta have a reason to get up, and I was still dealing with depression. I needed a reason to get up and get dressed every day. So that was when I started driving the school bus. I was driving down the street one day and they need to train, they will train a school bus driver. That there's something I never thought of doing before. I was worked in
Do
a
you still
cubicle.
do that? Do you still
Oh,
drive school bus?
no. But
No.
I gave it up. It's only been a year and a half. I drove for 5 years. Yeah. I'm unemployable and I couldn't work in a cubicle farm anymore. It's like, no, that was so fun. Because, like you say, you get to be with people. I was out in the sunshine. I watched the sunrise every morning. and I love the kids, and all the families. It was way different than anything I'd ever done, and I loved it. Yeah. So,
That's great. Oh, there's a
and
couple
then,
more people here. Alicia, she goes by A Mason's here. Hi, Alicia, welcome. Carl's Keto Dog is here, and that is Evelyn's husband. I've met them in person.
aw,
Welcome. Thank you for coming. So now you're coming out of retirement again because you're going to be a health coach. What do you
yes.
envision? What do you envision that to be like? Like everything they're
Well,
saying it's going to be like that we're going to be meeting with clients every month, and what do you
yeah,
think about that?
I do expect to be working with clients. It was about a year and a half ago, my pastor asked me to run a keto class at church. And of course, we do proper human diet. We don't do keto the way people think of keto. We don't
Right.
do packaged foods and all those things, but that was a word they all understood. So I went and I did the keto class. We had about 12 people and we ran, I think it was just 6 weeks, but they all lost weight. They've kept it off. They're eating, you know, some of them, one of them told me she feeds her family steaks every night. Like, wow. And she said the kids love it. They complained at first, but they all really like steaks. So they're going with it. And every once in a while, a low carb vegetable. The kids, get some fruit and different things now and then. But to see that they improved their health was so inspiring, and that they've also stayed the course. Like, wow, that's addictive. And then of course there's the ones you want to reach and they're just not ready. And it's like, oh, you gotta wait till they're
So
ready.
the ones that hurt your heart, the ones that need it the most, and but they're not receptive to it, and you're just like, but you got to move on, and you got to go to those people who are
Yeah.
ready and want to. We all have those people that that this would help them because
Well,
it's helped ourselves, but
right.
they're like, I can't do that, or they're like, that's not healthy, or whatever the fill in the space with
And
whatever the
I see
saying
my
is. We've all heard it.
I see myself in them. It's like, oh, I just wish somebody would have helped me understand this, 20 or 30 years ago. I would have been a better wife and a better mother, a better, my career probably would have been much better. And,
Hmm.
you know, grandma, all the things that it's like there was almost a grieving process I had to go through for that. But yeah, when you look at it, it's like, I just want to help you. And yeah, we can't, because nobody could have done that for me either. You couldn't you
Right.
couldn't tell me what I wasn't ready to hear. So,
Same here. Same
but
here. Josephine, it's Easter. I'm on Easter time, and I'm assuming Karen's on Eastern time too. So it is 7:48 p.m. I think Josephine's in Australia. So I don't know what time it is in Australia. I'm terrible with that. Uh,
oh,
okay, have you experienced any drawbacks, like negatives to this lifestyle? Can you think of anything, like any inconveniences or drawbacks?
in the very beginning, when I first got serious, not the beginning, but when I got serious, I had a lump on the back of my neck that grew over a weekend, from like nothing to a large pea size, almost a bean size. And I went to the doctor right away and they said, yeah, that doesn't look right. And we went and we had the biopsy with the contrast, and they're like, yeah, we're not, oh, it wasn't a biopsy. They just, they did the needle thing and they're like, yeah, we're going to have to biopsy. So I thought I had cancer. Like, okay, I had seen enough Dr. Berry to know sugar feeds cancer. I don't know if it's cancer, but if it is, why would I feed it? And I got very, very serious. And I was down between 5 and 10 carbs a day because I was counting my coffee as 2 carbs a cup of coffee. Right? That's when I got serious about keto. And the so at that point, I couldn't go to my church anymore for a while because there were a bunch of food pushers there. After every service, they would stay for lunch. And I always stayed for lunch. I always enjoyed everything. It's all this carby stuff. And they wouldn't hear that, oh, no, I'm not hungry. Or no, I just want, they always had some kind of meat. It's like, no, they were seriously food pushing. So that in the beginning was a drawback. Over the years, I've learned how to handle that. It's not really a problem anymore. Mostly, it's just the freedom. I'm just amazed at the freedom. Like, I only have to eat once or twice a day. When I'm hungry, I eat. Sometimes it's only once a day. Usually it's twice a day. But compared to what it used to be, and I'm not hungry, I'm not fighting with myself. I can't have this. I shouldn't have that. It's like, no, I've got more time to do things. So I don't even have a drawback. It's like, wow, I can run all day on what I ate last night. Sometimes it's 5 o'clock at night and I go, gee, I think I'm hungry. Yeah, I haven't eaten yet today.
So Lewis, hi Lewis. Lewis is in the house and he was at Hack Your Health and he goes, "You didn't meet MEAT me." And then Rick's like, "How could she miss me? I'm taller than Dr. Baker." He's like 6'7" or something. He's like seriously
Oh,
like the tallest human. Well, I'm sure there'll be more opportunities. Plus she's in Florida. Rick is in Miami.
oh,
He lives in Miami and he got to go to Hack Your Health. So and Lewis is from New York, but Lewis is everywhere.
taller than Dr. I
So
probably will go again because it's in November again. I'll be here anyway, and it's just up in Tampa. So next year again.
Lurch, you rang, yes. So what advice would you give to a new person when you I mean, I guess this could be coaching or non-coaching. What advice would you give to a new person wanting to make changes or, in this space?
Well, I would want to really for them to understand why they want to make the change they want to make. We all have different reasons. And when we can't connect with the reason, like, well, I just think I should do this because you did it and worked for you. It's like, well, yeah, but what do you want? That's really
Mhm.
important. And then just not to listen to all the noise. There is so much noise out there. You should do your intermittent fasting. Oh, you should even do 3-day fasting. Oh, you should, limit your spices, you know what I mean? It's like in the very,
Mhm.
very beginning, what I tell people, if you want to lose weight, if you want to get healthier and um, reverse your insulin resistance if that's what you have. And if you're more than 50 pounds overweight, that's probably what you're dealing with, a metabolic issue that you want to clean up. I tell them get below 20 carbs a day as quickly as possible, any way you can. That's what I tell people to start because that's a change that's not as huge as other. Clean it up later. That's my advice to them. When
Mhm.
I fall off, that's how I get back on. It's 20 carbs a day any way I can. So that means maybe I'm eating some keto treats. Maybe I have some transitional kind of foods, like the kind of food.
Did we lose Karen? Karen, are you there? I think we may have lost her. All right, Karen,
Say, well, I'm just
if
going to
you
go 100%
there we go.
carnivore tomorrow, even though I'm eating 400 apart pretty quick. Unless you're really.
Oh, we
Hi.
lost you for a second. You're back. So actually, we have a question that goes along with this from Johnny Ripple. Johnny, welcome. You've never been on the channel before. Is that one of your people? Johnny Ripple,
No.
8972. Is there a benefit to short-term zero carb, say 3 days to a week, then back to low carb 20 to 30 a day? I'll let you answer and then I'll put my thoughts into it.
The benefits depends on, again, what you're looking for.
Mhm.
So if you're looking to eat healthier, then cleaning up and eating whole foods is beneficial, even if it's a higher carb. And I'll use my husband as an example. I think he's lost 60 pounds just eating what I eat. He wasn't deliberately dieting. I just only cook so many things. There's only so many things available. So that's what
He didn't
he,
have a choice.
and he needed to, but I mean, he's back to the weight that he was in high school. He's 71. He's doing really good. Um, but he will run 50 to 100 carbs a day. Now he's a little lower, but in the beginning, he lost most of that weight at 50 to 100 carbs a day, but he was clean eating. It's mostly clean eating. Clean eating when I was there. So I don't I don't have a good result when I add in extra carbs. And that's me personally. I think you need to experiment with your body, see what works best for you and what you want. When I add in extra carbs, I get my joint pain, I get depression. I get bad results. But if I have a little bit of sugar, my hand cramps up like my grandma's used to, like an old person.
Mhm.
So whatever works for you with what your goal is. I don't know that there's a benefit to going keto for 3 days. I don't know that's hardly long enough to get over your carbohydrates withdrawal.
Saying 20 to 30 carbs a day. That's pretty low carb. He says zero carb, which would be carnivore,
Oh,
and then
to
20
20
to
to
30
30.
carbs.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not so bad.
so I have some input on this. When I
Yeah,
first started out, I would eat a higher carb keto meal, like maybe once every couple weeks, and it would like push me through a stall, and then I would lose more weight, like when I went cleaner. So in the beginning, mixing it up and messing with my body, like messing with my, you know, it seemed mixing it up seemed to work, honestly. Now that I'm 8 years in, it doesn't seem to do the same thing. Although I'm also like over 100 pounds down now too, not just like 50, 60 pounds down. Now I will say the thing that works for me now that I'm more carnivore is playing with the fat. I seem to gain weight, and I know Lisa Wiedemann talks about this a lot. I put on like 20 some pounds, almost 30, um, going high fat carnivore from Ketovore, and I really need to. And I don't know if maybe I'm healing. I'm also in menopause, so that could be part of it. But I think playing with the fat for me rather than the carbs, like, it seems to have a better effect for me now. But yeah, so everyone needs to try different things, I think. And if something's not working or you're not getting the result, and we're being taught this in the class too,
right.
you know, there's not a one size fits all for everybody. So I'm going to scold the people who go into places and just say, just eat meat, just high fat, just eat a stick of butter. I mean, it's not like that for everybody. Not everybody can do one size fits all. It's not. Now,
Right.
I think we are all in agreement that we shouldn't go out there and buy like Cocoa Puffs and Three Musketeers bars and, a thing of bread, wheat bread, but I think there's some tweaks. Everyone's different. And I was different 8 years ago than I am now.
That's
I
right.
could do a lot of different things back then, and now I'm like, this isn't working so well for me. You got to tweak things up, and sometimes your body too. I firmly believe, and again, I'm not a scientist, but I believe your body gets used to something, and then it becomes stagnant. So I'm not saying, go from carnivore to sad diet just to go back to carnivore, but sometimes, I'm not going to scold these people who added a veggie back in once a week either. I'm not going to do that because maybe they're trying to jumpstart something. I don't know. I don't know your thoughts on that, but
Nope, I agree. Yeah, carnivore police and keto police. And I try not to be one
and
of
I
those.
was one of those in the beginning. I was like, you must not have whatever, I would be on people for the tortillas and the keto foods, and I'm like, that's not keto. I was one of the police. So if anyone ever came across me in the early phases of my journey, I apologize for being, an officer of the law thing, but I'm not like that anymore. I'm not like that anymore. So, yeah, that's an interesting question. Thank you, Johnny. Uh, let's see here.
Raw liver. Papa's going to try some raw liver.
I hope you're getting it like I hope maybe you killed the cow and just ate it right after you killed the cow. That might be the only way to eat raw liver
Like
when
our
it's still
ancestors.
warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like our ancestors did. Uh, okay, so let's talk about your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, you've been around for a long time. To me, what's a long time? Like longer than my channel. So tell us about your YouTube channel
I
and
did.
how it got started.
Sure. I started a couple of years ago when on a live stream one time, Nisha said something like, if you guys have had success, you just pay it forward, just go tell your story. That's how you pay Dr. Barry back. Everybody should have a YouTube channel. Now, later she said, no, she did not say everybody should have a YouTube channel. So, whatever she said, that's what I heard that day. And I thought, yeah, probably, I probably could. I probably could do that. And it was scary, but I thought, I'm retired. I'm not doing anything else. So, so I did go
So
out. I
funny.
put out a few YouTube videos, and it's hard to kind of put your story out there and take some tomatoes and like I already get it from family. Okay. Um, so yeah, I have not been very consistent with that, but I have done a few things. And then the girl from the bus barn, Michelle, who first told me about keto when I told Big Jim, no, I can't do this OMAD carnivore thing. And she gave me actually a 21-day plan that I followed back in I think it was 2019. And I lost 20 pounds in her 6 weeks or whatever it was, 3 weeks. And she asked me to make a video for her. And I made a video, about how well it went, and she posted it to Facebook, and I hated that video. I just hated it, and I took it down. I untagged myself. I think I deleted it. Well, I found it after I started my channel, and I thought, I think that was 2019. That was a great video because that was my first experience with keto. It was 21 days, and I'm puffy still. At the time I made it, I probably was 50 or 60 pounds heavier than I am now. Still puffy, still a lot of healing took place after that. So I did go ahead and put that up on my channel.
Is it your very first video or is it later?
It was the second or third because after I put out a couple of videos, I thought, I wish I had that one to show because I was so encouraged to see Bill Knott, to see him every week and to see his transformation. And Carnivorous Me, Amanda, I used to watch hers. I know she hasn't posted in about a year, but if you go look up Carnivorous Me, she posted every week for her first year or two. You could see her trans. So that's what I wanted, was to be there as an example of an older person who loses very slow. I lose very slowly. Probably a hormonal thing. I'm just so happy to not be on drugs. I'm not ready to go. It's like, okay, this spring I will get tested for the hormones. But even losing, so what? It took 3 years to lose 80 pounds. So what? It stayed off. So I want to be an encouragement to those people. So that's why I'm making those videos. I don't expect to ever be a major YouTube sensation. That's not the point. It's I'll probably never be as fancy as you. And then to offer, I'm very, very simple in the kitchen. So the little recipes I did put out for my keto class, they loved them. And I thought, oh, they seem so simple, stupid to put on a video, but it's like, that's what people are looking for. That my people are looking for, like me. Oh, I lost your audio.
On our Oh, can you not hear me?
Now I
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me?
Now I hear you.
Okay, so the biggest thing that does well for me are my recipe videos, cooking live streams, cooking live on camera. People love that. I've been doing less of that because of these classes, but I hope to get back to that once the classes are done. But I'm just going to tell you right now, people love that stuff. So if that's your knack, people love it. And we've got a couple more people. Karen from Low Carb Spin is here. Welcome, Karen. Midnight Vince, who's my friend on Grandma's Crochet Corner. Barbara, who goes on every night, 7 days a week at 9 p.m.
Oh my goodness.
Grandma's Crochet Corner. She's carnivore. And then you've met Evelyn. Evelyn's is Karen.
Yes.
You look younger now than when we first met you at KPL. So you have a friend here. Evelyn met you at KPL when you went,
Thank you
and
so much.
Evelyn and Carl
Oh,
are
yes.
great people. We
They
love
came to
them.
meetups in Cincinnati also. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mhm. Yes. Kelly. Is Kelly here? Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Uh, oh, so next week, just so everybody knows, it's going to be Coach Angela Mullins.
Nice.
And then, let's see, that takes us to the 14th. Now, the 21st is a very special live stream because Rick's going to come on here and he's not going to tell me ahead of time what to do. He's given me the ingredients, but he's going to come on and we're going to do a side by side and I'm going to cook live on screen while he tells me what to do. So it's going to be a how-to video and it's going to be a heart attack recipe because all Rick's recipes are called heart attack recipes. So we're going to make a heart attack recipe and Rick's going to come on here and this is Rick's channel. Rick's going to come on here and walk me through step by step how to make his heart attack burger recipe. And I'm going to make sure I have all the ingredients. And that will be a lot of fun. So that will be the week of Christmas we're doing that. So that will be our gift to everybody out there. Let's see, I've asked all these. Sorry, I have a bunch of questions here. Do you do any, I guess you kind of answered this, but do you do any like scheduled intermittent fasting or do you just eat intuitively?
I just eat intuitively. I did try to do some scheduled intermittent fasting. I also did some 3-day fasts. Actually, the beginning of last summer, I did, I was with a little group that was doing a 3-day fast every week for 8 weeks. And I got 3 or 4 weeks in, and it was wonderful. I mean, day 3 was energy off the charts, brain power off the charts. The things that I have valued most about my healing would happen on day 3, but some food relationship issues started to come up that I hadn't had to deal with in a long time. And I thought, I'm not mentally ready for that. So it was messing up my brain a little bit as far as my relationship with food. This control thing that no, so I don't do that anymore. And even the intermittent fasting, it happened actually when I was driving the school bus. I would then I had to eat around noon, or I could not eat again until 5 or 6 when I got home. So then I played with some things like I would forget. I'd go home, I get into a project and I'd forget and I'd grab a couple of butter bites on the way out the door and I'd eat again at 6. So there was some, but that was because of my schedule. So no, I really don't. I just eat when I'm hungry. Yeah. Seldom. I don't know if I ever eat more than twice a day. Maybe. I may have eaten 3 times a day in the last 6 months, but usually it's twice a day and every once in a while, once a day. Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, so that's another question. I lost my spot in the chat here. Oh, here we go.
Oops.
Okay, so friends. Like, how do your friends react to this? We talked about your family. Do you ever run into any issues with your friends? Well, you talked about church, but
yeah, church. I actually switched churches over. That was so funny because even when it was not cancer, by the way, we did find out well, I don't know, the bump went away before I had my biopsy. And I went back to the doctor just to make sure that I wasn't living in the land of denial. I said, hey, I'm thinking the bump is gone. We don't have to do this. And it's like, yeah, the bump's gone. You're good. So then I tried to go back to that church and it wasn't going to work out. So those people, I can't say that I totally broke relationship, but I wasn't with them every week anymore. We had to change churches. Friends have been great because they've seen the changes and they like the changes. I had one close friend who's probably about my size, and she's younger than me. And she kind of, when I was talking about this low carb stuff, and I said, no, really, it messes with my brain. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. Well, she came to me one time when I had gone off into carb land, and she said, Karen, have you been eating carbs? I don't know how to say this to you, but have you been eating carbs? And I'm like, yeah, I have kind of gone off the rails a little bit. She said, it does affect you. She said, I don't believe it affects most people that way, but you are a different person when you're eating carbs. Wow. Yeah.
That they know, she noticed that.
Yeah. So, but they've been great. And when we go out to eat, and we have new friends now in Florida we go out to eat with, and they know, this morning I had my omelet and I won't eat any sides, or I'll have a burger on a plate and no sides, and
Mm-hmm.
they're cool with it, but we're all old people. Everybody eats weird stuff. Old
Right.
people are a little more forgiving, a little less pushy.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, you've like pretty much answered a lot of the questions I was going to ask you
Oh.
without me asking you. Like you just said what's your favorite restaurant to eat at? What's your favorite restaurant to eat at and what do you get?
Well, at home in Cincinnati, there is a place in Loveland, Ohio, called Buck's Tavern, and it's a family-owned restaurant, but he has the best burger. I get Dan's burger. Dan's the owner. I used to get a Buck's burger every now and then by accident. Like, no, you go to Buck's, you get the Dan's burger. It's a half a pound burger patty on the plate, and it's just and he puts the bacon and the cheese on it, and sometimes an onion ring, which I eat because I don't go there that often.
Right.
We really don't go out that. We go out on Sunday with our brunch group after church just because we like to hang out with those people, but mostly we just really like to eat at home. We don't really
Me
like to eat
too.
out. We know what's in the food. It's really quick. Yeah. We don't like to waste our time eating.
Right. So
Yeah.
this is Mannix Gaming. Hi Mannix, welcome. Thank you for joining. So I'm just trying to say hi to all of the people as they show up. And Bride's Biscuit makes a good comment here. Mental health improvement was the most transformational. Went off Seroquel, Abilify, Zyprexa, Wellbutrin, Vistaril, and Prozac all within the last 2 years. Wow.
Yes.
I know you're not ready to do any interviews yet because you mentioned that I think on someone else's channel, but one day you will tell your story, I'm sure, and it will help somebody.
That's right.
Yeah, that is amazing, Helix says. So just one thing I want to let you know. This is something I feel like I have in the works. I've been thinking about a lot. I think once a month I want to have what's called a coach's corner,
Ooh.
where and you are very welcome to do this, where we pick a topic and then we live stream, a bunch of the health coaches, we pick a topic and then we research it and then we do a live stream, once a month. So I think that's probably going to be something I'm going to be doing after we get through class. What's called a coach's corner. So just so you're aware,
Like fun. Yeah.
so I think that would be a good idea because we have invested a lot
Yes.
in these programs. I don't know if you knew this, but I wanted to do what was the other program?
The Primal Health
Yes,
Institute.
that's the one
Yeah.
I was looking
That
at.
was about the same amount of money, not nearly as
Yeah,
good quality as what we're getting with Dr. Berry. Not near. I'm like this far from done. I've done I'm in their business class, which, given what we're doing in Dr. Berry's class, I should be able to. It's just the
I
motivation's not
know.
there. I don't value it the way I value Dr. Berry's coaching class. That's why.
I will say I am very impressed, and for the very first class, they've got it going on.
Oh
We're
yeah.
learning a lot. Now, I feel like some people, it is a lot. It's overwhelming at times. I
Yes.
love
Like this
Alyssa.
week.
I met Alyssa at KPO, and she even knows. She's like, you guys are probably freaking out when it's a green week because it's my week.
Yeah.
But the amount of work is a lot, but it is, oh my gosh, it's everything we need to know, like that we will be doing. And so, yeah, is it tough? Yeah. But we're spending a lot of money, and I think I would feel cheated if we didn't get the tools that we need in our toolbox, you know? So, if anybody's thinking about the PhD program and if it's worth it or not, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's going to be better the next round too.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it will be, but yes. And the other thing is, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I went on Kiltz's channel and got interviewed by him, and he gave me
Oh,
the
good
Kiltz
for
coaching
you.
course for free.
Yeah.
Uh, so, okay, so Virginia's asking, hi, Virginia, I've never seen you either. So many new people. I wonder if this is someone from your channel. Virginia's here, and Virginia is asking, in both of your opinions, which course is better, Barry or Kiltz? Did you take the Kiltz course, Karen?
I did not. And I do love Dr. Kiltz. I did get to meet him. Well, I've met him a couple. There was a meetup in Columbus also. Healing Humanity had the meetup in Columbus where I met him. And then I met him, of
Uh-huh.
course, at Hack Your Health. Love Dr. Kiltz. Um, but I'm so glad I'm in Dr. Well, but Dr. Barry's my guy. That's the guy who, that I trusted, that I watched, that I learned
Me too.
everything that I needed to know. And when people ask, I tell them what I did. What did you do? Well, I binge watched Dr. Barry's videos. Of course, there weren't quite that many of them 6 years ago, but and just do what he says, and that's what worked.
So I will answer this because I'm in both classes at the same time right now. The Kilts course is what, like 12 weeks, right?
Sure, yes,
So
3 months.
it's an abbreviated. Now, I will say, I was gifted the course 3 weeks in, so I was 3 weeks behind. So I
Oh,
had to do some like major speed reading to catch up. Like, I had to just like very quickly get through 3 weeks worth of material. So I probably didn't spend as much time on the first 3 weeks, if I'm being honest with everybody. Hilda's course, some of the weeks seems more like sciency, scientific. We purchased a book and it's like 500 pages. It's called Ketogenic. And I looked through this, I'm like, this is a doctor's manual. Like, now,
ooh,
however, I think it's good because it's written by all of the big doctors. Like, who's who of anybody helped write this book. So it's fantastic. And I'm like, this is going to be a reference manual. So I feel like in the Kills course, they're talking about health conditions, specific things, diabetes. We're going more into the sciencey part. And at first, my first week, it was 3 weeks in, was my first week, and I was like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I think I'm
right.
not a doctor. I don't know what that is. I have to Google what is that, you know? Dr. Barry's is more about let's focus on the client, what their goals are, the coaching, um, you know, how you're going to direct them to information, legal things, business things, actual how the one-on-one sessions are going to go with your clients. Help me
And
out. Like,
and how to help them take those big goals. Like I do
yeah,
have friends who have come to me. Now, the class I did, they were successful, which is interesting. The individuals who come to me and ask me what to do, and I say, ask you to, 20 carbs any way you can. And they're like, they're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. They have a hard time sticking with what they wanted to do. So to me, it's like taking those little pieces. It's like, okay, let's back up a little bit here, talk about the little piece you can do this week. Like that has been so valuable, I think, in
hmm
the coaching that I can see some people that I did try to help in the past that would have been more helpful if I knew how to guide them through those tiny steps, for the
yeah.
customized steps for that person for that week to get them
And they're
closer.
teaching us the human element of how to deal with, like, I never realized that coaching, I don't know the right word to explain this. It's, we're not therapists, but it's almost like a therapy session where It's okay. So a lot of people come into these spaces and are like, you need to just do this. You need to just eat this. And I'm a coach, and that's not coaching. And
Right.
that's what I thought coaching was. You just eat these things and you're good, right? No, I've learned that's not what it is at all. You're going to have a session with somebody. You're going to have them fill out an intake form. And then you're going to spend an hour listening to them, listening and letting them get things off their chest and letting them tell you how they feel and why they can't stay on a diet and why they're having a hard time. And then you pick and pull things out of there and then you help them create sometimes small goals to achieve a bigger goal. Am I
Yes.
wrong about this? It's not what I thought it was.
It's not
I
what
thought
I
it
thought
was
it
just
was
gonna
either. Yeah. And for you and I, being from an IT background, that our brains think that way. Well, just tell me the thing to do and I'll do it. Because that's what I did. I watched the videos. I did what he said. Like, I don't
yeah.
know how else to help you. Watch a video, do what he says. Like, oh,
So it's yeah, you're right. The IT thing, it's like
the people
it
stuff.
you code
Okay.
this works. You code that works. It's
Right.
not like, oh, we got to listen and feel and understand that this is why this isn't working for them. And then there's so many other things that I'm terrible at. Here's my biggest thing. I don't get sleep. I never sleep well. I view electronics when I go to sleep. I don't get out in the sun. I don't ground. So I'm gonna have to, at least when the snow melts, because I'm not grounding in the Indiana snow. But I'm gonna have to start being a better coach to myself before I can help other people because I'm terrible. And my husband's even like, you need to shut that dang phone off on your in the bed. And I'm like,
I finally got my blue blockers. It's like, okay, so I can accept the fact that I'm not ready to shut my phone down when I should at night. Let's put the blue blockers on.
you need to. So these are supposed to be that, but I found out from Dr. Wiedemann that you need the orange tinted ones. So I'm gonna have to get the orange tinted ones. But yeah, so
We don't want to
I
use
just
our
outed
camera. Yeah.
I just outed myself. Nobody's ever gonna want to hire me now because I don't do
Because
all the
you're a
things I'm
real
gonna tell them to
person.
do.
You're a real
Yeah.
person. No, but that's what I have really enjoyed and I know there'll be plenty more chances to practice coaching on each other. That's been so valuable that to be the client, being, see what that's like to be vulnerable and to tell a fellow coaching student, gee, I have trouble with sleep. That was one of mine too, and to have them help to see how that feels on that side. And then on the other side, to actually help somebody else. Like, oh yeah, this listening stuff like really works. Who would have
We're
thought?
doing it for real for everybody out there. Like Juliet
Yep.
and I met the other day and we
Yeah.
were really giving each other valuable things to try. So when we're doing these coaching, training. So back to the question Virginia asked.
Yes.
I don't want to say one's better than the other. I feel like there's some similarities between the two. One is definitely cheaper. I know that one. The Dr. Barry coach is a lot more than the Kilts coaching course. If you can swing both of them, I think it's worth it to do both of them, honestly, in my opinion, because you get different things. Um, but the Barry course is 6 months. So the Barry course is 6 months. So you kind of get what you pay for there. Although the Kilts course I'm really enjoying too. It's great. It is really good. The other thing I like about the Kilts course, more so than the Barry course, is the Kilts classes are smaller and they're a tighter knit group. Like it's almost like they're now cousins or siblings or like I'm getting that vibe in the Kilts course where I think in PhD we're just trying to sink or swim, man. We're just trying to get our stuff done and we don't have time to be friends or something. That's how I feel like, I don't have time.
Over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're both great. I'm not gonna say one's better than the other, but one's shorter and cheaper and one's longer and a little bit more involved. So uh yeah, I don't know. I mean you could compare berries and you've already did to the other one you took. So
The PHI. The PHI also was a lot more sciencey stuff. In the first chapter or two of the PHI, I thought, oh my gosh, I didn't know I enrolled in nursing school. You know? So I really had that was intense. Yeah. And then I got through
Yeah.
all those hard parts and now I'm really on the easy part and I'm prioritizing Dr. Barry's class. Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. And so, yeah, the sciencey stuff, I think I like it until I have to study it and take tests on it. And then I'm like, I don't, this isn't my, like, I just want to tell people what to eat and not to eat. I go back to I just want to tell you what to eat kind of thing, like, but, I think the first of the year, because that's the other thing, we have to start businesses, and that terrifies me. I didn't know I was going to have to start an LLC and have taxes, pay more taxes, and like insurance. I'm like,
I'm too
can't I just
young. I
eat?
can't even make any money till next year. So I'm
I'm
right.
terrified I'm terrified of finding out what I have to do in the state of Indiana to start an LLC. I'm like, I don't have time for that. I just got to meet with people, tell them how to do PhD. But that terrifies me too. And so there's a bunch of things I want to get, but I don't want to do it until I open my LLC because then you could use them for tax write-offs, right? So I want a Keto Mojo because I think a Keto Mojo would help me with some stalls and stuff to figure out what's happening with me. And I think if I can figure out what's happening with me, I could help other people. I want to get maybe a better camera than the
Yeah.
ones that I have, like the one that they're recommending in the class, the DJI. There's a lot of things I want to get. There's softwares I want to pay for. I want to pay for there's a,
Canva for the professional Canva. I did upgrade to Pro Zoom. I upgraded to Pro Zoom last year because when I left to come down to Florida and I had just finished my keto class, they were like, Karen, we need you. And I said, okay, do you guys want to do a Zoom every week? So for through the whole winter, we did do a Zoom. Then I got the professional Zoom for that. Because if you don't have,
yep, I'm going to get that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have one for work, but I can't really use the work one when I do live customers because of HIPAA. Because this kind of does fall under HIPAA, and like there's people at my job, if we record a session, that would be able to see it. So I'm going to get that. The Loom, I want to get the Loom because I want to build. Loom is what Nisha and Kim Howerton used to teach the courses and to do the pre-recordings.
oh yes,
Because
yes.
I plan on pre-recording my own sessions.
Nice.
And so I plan on using the one-on-ones to do the touchy-feely listening thing.
Yes.
And then I plan on doing the pre-recorded teaching, like topics, and say, okay, this is what you're going to watch this week.
Nice.
So that we're spending the time that we're doing the one-on-ones about what the person wants to talk about. And then through the week or 2 weeks or however long we meet, they can watch these sessions, or I can send them Dr. Barry videos. I don't know. That's just my thoughts of how this works. That's my personal thoughts.
Nice.
Because if you're charging somebody an amount of money for an hour and they aren't cheap, what I've been saying, you want them to get the most out of it and then send them with tools to do on their own. I think that's my personal opinion.
I agree. Yes.
So there's all those software tools that we're going to need to have that aren't free.
Yep.
Nothing's free.
So yeah, January. I think I expect to be open for business March 1st. Don't you? I mean, I would think we should be ready by then. Yeah,
Do
I should
you
be
think
done with all my beach visiting by then. When is my
Do
beach
you
time in Florida over? Well, sometime in March. Yeah, I'll be ready to go to work then.
When does the class actually end? Is it February?
I think it's the end of February. But they never said. They go, I think that's 6 months, but I don't know. I've been telling people I'm accepting new clients as of March 1st. So
I don't know yet. I got to get the LLC and all the things, and
but we
I
have
got to fix
time.
my.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got time. The intake, and really, there is no time frame. It is whenever we're ready, you know. It's whenever we're ready, which
they may
I don't
not.
know the
We'll
yeah,
have other certifications then, right? And
right, exactly. So you're going to have 2 certifications
Mhm.
by then.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. I'm like, so here's the problem. I'm like a half an hour behind
Oh,
in the chat. I always do this though, but that's okay. There was someone else that I saw. Oh no, CB's messing with me now. Really, CB?
oh,
Okay, so you probably don't know this about me, Karen, but I live in like the South Bend, Indiana area.
okay.
I went to Notre Dame. I'm a big Notre Dame fan, and I don't know if
Ooh,
you follow football or not, but CBS, what do you think about Notre Dame being left out of the playoffs? But my sorry Alabama Crimson Tide made it with 3 losses. Yeah, CB, that is totally not right. The only consolation prize that I have is on Tuesday night at the Homesick Buckeyes channel. Russ, I
yes, I
can mess
love
with him
Ross.
because the Hoosiers, right? Indiana Hoosiers beat Ohio State last night.
I did hear
So
about
never
that. I heard about
that was
that
a
in
big
my
game.
trailer park here. Yes.
So yeah, we got screwed. We got screwed. And you know the whole reason, CB, we got screwed is because we refused to be in a conference. So they're making an example out of us that I think, and my husband told me this, so I believe what he says because he's a football aficionado, but that they're jacking with us because we're not in a conference. And so they're like, well, you're not in a conference, so we're not going to vote you to, you know, be in the playoffs. But you know what? I saw that Indiana game and that I'd like Jeremiah Love to get the Heisman this year, but the guy from Mendoza from Indiana, he deserves it. So I'll
Nice.
just leave it at that. So yeah, I'm still sore about when Alabama beat us in the playoffs. Was that 2013? I think you guys creamed us. I don't know how we made it to the championship game that year anyway. But anyway, so CB's messing with me a little bit because he knows. It's. Have you met CB? He's in our class.
Huh.
He's awesome. Uh, let's see, just going through 30 minutes ago. That's the other thing. Are you going to do live streams at all? Do you envision yourself doing this type of thing?
I don't know. This is kind of fun. I
It
never
is
thought
a
of
lot of
doing a live
fun.
stream, and I failed tonight.
It's
Tried to
okay.
stream to mine. It's like, okay, well, now I have to try it again because I tried it and it didn't work out. So I'm just that kind of person. I have to try live
We'll
streaming.
have to try it again. You can go live right from YouTube. You don't have to have software.
Right.
So you've only uploaded videos, you've never done a live stream.
Correct. Yes. So do you have
So
software? Yes, you did say you're
I
using
do.
it.
I pay
Yeah.
for Talk Studio. It's like $7 a month. I'm cheap. So it's $7 a month as opposed to like whatever it is, 50 or $60 that StreamYard chooses, and I refuse to pay that.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with Talk Studio. Talk Studio allows you to bring people on. I think up to 6 people for the base package.
Nice.
So you can bring people on like I did with you, and then there's a way to restream to each other's channels, which we tried to do but failed. So what I'm going to do is when this video finishes, I'm going to send you a link. You'll be able to download the video and you'll be able to upload it like you would any other video to your channel.
Thank
So at
you.
least you'll have
Yeah.
content for that. And actually, if you want, we can do this again. Maybe we can pick a topic to talk about and focus on,
That'd
like
be
our
great.
first coach's corner or something. We can do that so
Yeah.
that you can get experience, and we could try to do the live stream again to your channel. It has worked. It's worked with other people, so I know it does work. Evelyn says, not a question, but please tell Mike, Carl, and I said hi. Evelyn, Evelyn, Mike, and Carl, hello. Did I not say hi to you already? You guys are like my favorite peeps.
Oh,
Thank you. I love you guys. Oh, here it is right here. See? Took the fall to
oh,
work.
thank you. Mike is my husband. I will tell him you said hi. Yes, so they've seen him
I'm
at
like, I don't know who Mike is, but I didn't want to admit
That's
I didn't know
okay.
who Mike was because,
Keto Palooza and at the meetups that we have gone to a couple meetups. Yeah. That's
yeah. And Papa
lovely.
says to my family, I'm a closet carnivore. They don't even know what that term means.
Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes that's
oh,
best.
so I also have to make an announcement to my viewers. Those people who've been following me, I've had the shoulder pain since 2 days after Thanksgiving, right? Like I thought it was a pinched nerve. So the pinched nerve situation. I realized today it is shingles again for the fourth time.
Oh,
So this is, and you
no.
can tell me, coach, what you think this is. I have my idea, but so about 12 or 13 years ago, I got shingles, same spot, uh, on the back of my shoulder. It actually happened while I was on a cruise in the Caribbean. So, and it came back 3 times in the same spot in relatively like within a year. I had it. And then, that was before keto, carnivore, whatever. Never had a problem until this week. Of course, the holidays, I had surgery. I had hernia surgery in October. I hosted the holidays. So I'm like, people came to stay with me. I'm like, this is stress. I just have a pinched nerve. I woke up one day with a pinched nerve. I'm like, this is stress. Well, then I felt like I don't want to say a rash, but when you have shingles and then it scabs over like chicken
Yeah.
pox did, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I have the shingles again. This is my fourth time.
No.
Um, but I've been carnivore for 4 months, like pretty strict,
Okay.
um, for 4 months. So my thought is this is either oxalate dumping that caused this, or it's just stress from 2 classes, surgery, holidays, singing in 2 choirs. I care
Sleep
for a 94-year-old with
disturbances.
dementia. So, what are your thoughts on that? What do you think? It's stress or oxalate dumping or all of the above?
Could be all of the because those are all things that can lower your immunity. And you also
Hmm.
mentioned sunshine. There's kind of a lack of sunshine right now, which can lower your immunity a little bit. And we're having a terrible storm here. So if I go missing, it's we don't get storms here. That's amazing. But anyway, that, and then I've also heard Dr. Berry say that there are certain conditions that kind of don't go away, but you can lessen the effects by going
Yes.
carnivore or, at least proper human diet, whatever that looks like for you, that it may not completely go away. And that might have been one of them. I'm not entirely sure, but I think shingles might have been one of them, that they probably won't happen as often and maybe not be as
Mm.
severe. So it
I was
might.
like 35 when it happened, and I'm 49 or something. So it's 38. So it's been like 11, 12 years. So the fact that I've healed my body and it's just taking everything piling up, maybe but I did have chickenpox twice as a baby, as a kid. So I think shingles is just something that, now, luckily, I just get a little spot right on my shoulder. Some people, my mom had it all over her face and her eye. Some people get it all over their side and it's extremely painful. I mean, mine just feels like I tore my rotator cuff and that like my arm's gonna fall off. But it's
Just seems like my arm's going to
livable.
fall. It's just a flesh wound, right?
It's livable. I mean, compared to some of the things that like I've had brain surgery. So for me, a little bit of the shingles on the shoulder is like uncomfortable, but if my arm falls off, I'm not gonna die kind of thing. That's kind of my attitude about it. So, and
That's a great
people are like,
attitude. Yeah.
it's not the most painful thing I've ever had. It's not the greatest thing I've ever had either, because shingles is kind of painful. But so I wanted to tell everybody that I realized yesterday, and I confirmed it today because I showed it to my husband. He's like, "Yep, that's what it is." And I'm not going to the doctor because I'm starting to feel better. It's on the, I mean, it's almost gone. So
Yeah.
yeah. So at least I know my arm's not falling off and it will get better eventually.
Yay!
So yeah, so that's the other thing that I've been dealing with, but because I've been kind of complaining about it on the live streams, like,
Well,
so
sure.
I'm doing better.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Let's go through here, see if there's any other questions. Oh, I don't know
Dear,
who this is.
from your
Boston
yard.
Danny. Who is this? Do you know who Boston Danny is?
Uh-uh.
Welcome,
No.
Boston Danny. Thank you for joining
Hi.
us.
This is Susan from Dayton, right? Yeah.
Oh, Susan from Dayton. And that my dad's gotta leave. What are you doing, Dad? It's so important that you gotta leave. Everyone tell my dad bye. Oh, so the Love Bacon is working because here's Kelly Broken Carnivore's channel. So everybody please subscribe. And this is his other channel, Show Me Homesteader.
Nice.
And people shouting iguana at Rick and heart attack dumpster chicken. And Louis, are you still here? I ordered a dumpster chicken shirt and I didn't get it yet. No, he is not shipping me iguana. And if he did, I would probably buy a little like cage for it and feed it and get him a warming light and he'd become my pet. So until my cats killed it. So no. I think we're gonna do the heart attack hamburgers. Sorry to anybody who's ever had a heart attack if you're watching. It's not meant to be like that. It's just meant for fun. And you'll have to ask Rick his heart attack story. Kelly says I had to put a halt on the outside videos right now due to recent snow. Yeah, we are getting pounded. We got 18 inches last weekend.
Wow.
We got 14 inches last weekend. We got another 4 inches on Monday and Tuesday. And then it was spitting snow earlier today.
You're on Lake Erie. Lake Erie or Lake Michigan?
No, so Lake Michigan. So we are an hour and a half south of Chicago and we get lake effect snow. And this year has been miserable. It snowed in October, the last weekend in October.
Wow.
Yeah, Carl says some churches are not supportive to taking care of the body in a healthy way. Sadly, they celebrate unified faith through carb-loaded gluttony. So
They
glad
don't
you
know.
now have a
They just
support.
don't
They don't
know.
know.
No. And now that I am gone from my church, I do check on their Facebook now and then. It's like, oh yeah, no, they're carb loading. God bless them, they're carb loading again.
So an opposite thing was I was offended. I wasn't offended, but a friend of mine who's not keto or low carb started a weight support group at our church. And I thought at minimum they would at least ask me to come be a guest speaker.
Yes. No.
I didn't get an invite to join the group. I didn't get an invite to come speak. I didn't get it. I'm like, okay.
They've watched you lose 100 pounds, right?
These are people who have honestly, I've been in this church since I was born. So some of these people, like, I went to school with their kids. We grew up together, and I'm like, yeah, they saw me get heavy, and then they saw me lose it, and then they've seen me keep it mostly off, for 8 years now. So I was like, but you know what? I'm like, you know what? They know what I do, and they probably think it's too restrictive, and so that's why. So I can't have hurt feelings because they're not ready yet. Like you just said, they're not ready yet. They don't know. They think it's dangerous. They probably think it's dangerous, which is why they don't want to ask me. Yeah. Bride's Biscuit, we're here to support you. I truly love y'all. I still struggle with social anxiety, though. That will be final boss. Yep, for sure. You do only what you feel comfortable with.
Yes, and really that was one of the healing things. I didn't realize that I had anxiety until it got quiet. And the things that used to make me really nervous and I really don't anymore. That heals too.
Yeah. I never had depression or anything like that.
Yeah.
Except for when I had the trigeminal neuralgia. That was different. That was a pain disorder. But I did have anxiety. And I will tell you, I think the anxiety was from the high blood pressure because
Could be.
when you have high blood pressure, you feel like your skin's crawling, and you feel like if you've ever had high blood pressure and not treated, there's just this like I can't explain it. And now I don't have that. I'm off all meds and I don't have that feeling anymore. Freethinker says, yeah, Coach's Corner. That's something I'm going to institute when we get a little farther along towards the end of our coaching. Is we're going to do I'm going to start a Coach's Corner, and we're going to go on each other's channels, and we're going to pick topics, and we're going to go over them.
Yeah.
And we're going to research.
Great idea.
Peter, that's not true. You help a lot of people. You know you do. Papa Carnivore. That's why he's Papa Carnivore. So, okay. I may not get through all of these. Oh, here we go. Be careful on fat fasting. I got sick off of only what I thought was little fat. I don't think I need very much fat at all. That's good to know. Live Zooms in kilts. So, CB, I already know your opinion.
Yes, Dr. Nelson. Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to speak, I think, on behalf of CB. One thing that I think bothers him is when we do these Zoom sessions and people come in and they ask questions like that are coaching for themselves. So they go into Nisha and they go into Kim Howerton and they're like, I have this ABC medical condition. Yeah. And it's more geared towards them rather than questions on how to be a coach. So I think CB, although I have seen a little bit of that in kilts and stuff too, but from what I've heard, the second class is better than the first class for that. My issue is, and this is nothing against anybody in PhD, I'm a little further along technology-wise than some of the people in there, and there's a lot of questions about. No, you're an IT girl.
I messed this one up tonight, but whatever.
One little flub up, and you're still going to get the video uploaded, so it's fine. And I'll come over and watch it on your channel to give you some hours. So,
thank you.
But like,
they're afraid to try.
They're afraid to try, and there's a lot of. So, and it's not a knock against them. It's just stuff I already know. So it's like I'm listening to the Zoom, and I'm like, okay. But we do eventually get to one sentence I got to write down that I didn't know. So I have to kind of like be present, and I tune out to the stuff that I did a year ago, you know. And it's nothing against them. I'm just at a different place than other people. And they're afraid to try it. And the other thing, how did we all find Dr. Barry and stuff? We YouTubed it. We got on YouTube. So it's like people get on YouTube and say, how do I create a thumbnail? How do I... That's how I learned all this.
Me too.
Well, Dustin at Keto Simple helped me. And then after that, I got tired of bugging them. So I'm like, how do I, set up OBS Studio? How do I? And so like, just... Right. And they've said that a couple times. So that's probably one of the only frustrations I have is, but then there's other things like that other people are really good at, like type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes. And I'm like, I wouldn't know I wouldn't know how to coach somebody with that just because I'm not an expert in that. So yeah, I'd have to learn. But again, that's what Dr. Barry videos are for.
That's right.
Well, I want to be respectful of your time. Oh, Spanky's here. Hi, Spanky. That's Golf Addict. Sorry, still running into people. Terry's here. Hi, Terry. So if there's some closing words that you would like to impart on everybody, tell everybody what your channel name is too. I've linked it, so they should know, but go ahead and give that out.
Channel name is at Karen Burton Wellness. And I just want to encourage people, especially if you are a slow loser or if you fall off the wagon now and then and you think, oh my gosh, I'm just never going to get it, you just pick yourself back up, brush it off, and
Yeah.
start again, because you can't mess it up. You can't mess it up. Slow still gets you there, so just keep going forward, pay attention to your own body and what your body is telling you, and tune out. It gets confusing, I think, when in the beginning I did too. I went and I looked at a lot of books, I looked at a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of websites, and there's like a bunch of conflicting information. And then I did actually find a notebook where I wrote down 20 different things I want to change right now. Like, yeah, I can't even change one thing right now, so I'm not going to be able to change it to it. So just keep it simple and look at the one thing
Yep.
that you want to change to begin with, and you get that going, and then you look at the next change, and forward progress is progress and to be celebrated. Celebrate the progress, celebrate the journey. Yep. That's about it.
Harry says you grounded with that spider web scare, Amy. You grounded hard. There's a video of there out there, me face planting from a spider,
Oh no.
and it's funny. It's fine. Aaron's here. Hi, Aaron. Booby goats. That's Butter Woman. Let me just scroll through here, see if anyone else showed up that we haven't said hi to. Other than that, we're going. Oh, DS111's here. Hi there. I'm uncoachable because I know everything already.
I used to be that way too.
That's funny. That
Oh,
is funny, DS111. We know you. Just scrolling through. Let's see if I haven't said hi. Sorry I didn't get through all the comments again. Just know that I appreciate each and every one of you. I really want to thank Karen for coming on the channel. We're going to do this again,
thank
Karen. You
you.
know we
Yes,
will,
yes, I would
right?
love to. I would love to.
And
Thank you so much, Amy.
if you ever get Lexi's here. Hi Lexi. This is Lexi Jones. Um Nikki's here. I think I said hi to Nikki already. Amy loses it. Hello, first time on live. Hi, Amy loses it. I follow Amy's channel. I think we met on Tuber Chat. Scrolling through, oh my gosh. I must have been like an hour behind again. Terry B. Hi, Terry B. Is this your first time on the channel? Scrolling through, just want to make sure I say hi to everybody. Okay, that's it. Guys, I want everybody to have a great week. Karen, thank you so much for coming on, and we will do this again. And everybody, you know the drill. I'm going to play the ending credits. So I'm going to say goodbye to Karen, and we're going to go to the credits and listen to some music.
Thank
Talk to you soon.
Oh, yeah. Lights fade low, the bacon's done. We rocked the stream and had some fun. Keto rock stars in the rocking crew. Stay strong. We're gonna roll with you. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. We're gonna keep rolling on. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. Rocking till the credits roll.